what it is. Welcome to the Tyrus edition of Gutfeld. Now, excuse me while I whip these out. For those of you who don't know and living under a rock, I'm Tyrus, in for Greg, who's currently hanging out with his friend. I'm just playing. Speaking of playing and jokes, Uber has released their annual list of unusual items left behind in the car over the past year, which includes a man's toupee. But Uber was able to return it to its rightful owner. Love you, Jesse. A proposed Chinese train station was canceled because its embarrassing design resembles a massive sanitary pad.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the new design isn't much better. Told you that would work, Tom. All right. President Biden said that the number one overall WNBA pick, Caitlin Clark, should be making more money. Well, if she wanted to do that, she should probably get a real job.
A sexist would say.
Want more? And she can. The concession stands need to be cleaned up after the games.
Oh. Another sexist who's worse would say.
More? Just kidding. Like my job. Members of a 20-person polyamorous relationship are speaking out about their unconventional lifestyle. But in America, we already have a large group of people that everyone. Congress. On this day in 1934, the first laundromat opened in Fort Worth, Texas. And you'll never guess who was there to cut the ribbon. Okay, let's get serious and let's do the monologue. Tonight, I want to talk about opinions. I'm going to share mine, and you can all yell at your TV. These days, opinions are like genders. Everyone has 50, which is about 48 more than you need. It's like Doritos. You can have a million flavors, but we only really need 2. Because when it comes to our national discourse, not all opinions are created equal. It's how dumbasses drown out the voices of reason. Just because you're louder doesn't mean you're smarter. Otherwise, MSNBC would be full of geniuses. Look, to have a good opinion, you got to do a little work. Just having feelings isn't facts. Glancing at information and freaking out. What's an opinion without facts? Basically, it's a tantrum, a shouting match, or worse, both. You can have an opinion, and so can somebody else, and then 2 people argue over their opinion like both are spitting facts. And then just when you think the conversation couldn't get any worse, opinion's drunk-ass inbred cousin shows up, feelings. And feelings are lies that we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better about being a dumbass. The facts should determine your feelings, not the other way around. If you start with your feelings, the facts become irrelevant, and that's bad. We have too many people in charge who are just fact up. They don't know what the fact they're doing or talking about. Here's some examples.
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, RICO and conspiracy.
What is it? What is the crime, sir? RICO is not a crime. It is a category.
We've got a solar eclipse. We've got the earthquake. Also, I learned that the cicadas are coming. All those things together would maybe lead one to believe that, either climate change exists or something is really going on.
Return. Over $1,300,000,000,300,000,000. Trump just talks the talk. We walk the walk.
A full moon is that complete rounded circle, which is made up mostly of gases. How could we as humans live on the moon? Are the gases such that we could do that? That it's almost impossible to go near the sun, the moon. That's another planet, which you're going to see shortly.
So you see, there are artists everywhere, even in art galleries. But they would tell you, it's my feeling, so it's my truth. No, it's your What these geniuses are missing is that you need knowledge and information with experience. I'll say it again, kids. Experience. Let's all say it together. Experience. But it's not just famous people, it's everywhere. Think about all the dope screaming on TikTok as if they built Jerusalem and fought in the Crusades. That's like if I watched a documentary on childbirth, then started lecturing women about how they should cross their legs when they have the baby, because nobody wants to see that. But then again, I'm not the one to talk about birth control. When I take a family photo, we have to book multiple days. Oh, my daughter got it. Daddy, who are all these people? Siblings. But this is how and why we see no debates with the woke or the protesters for Hamas. The problems with those feelings is they don't have to be true or even logical. That's how you end up with queers for Palestine, who I'd call hens for Chick-fil-A. Now, to be fair, I don't want to assume their genders. But whenever they are called out on it, they can't answer or they get triggered. The good news is, when presented with facts, most normal people can change their minds. Remember this?
We're doing a quick petition to help Hamas free Palestine. You're all in? All right. Oh yeah, you're in?
Easily.
I just have to read terms and conditions just so you know what you're signing.
Okay.
By supporting Hamas freeing Palestine, you agree to the following. You agree that every Jew, Christian, and non-Muslim in the world must be slaughtered.
I don't know about that one.
You endorse making homosexuality punishable by jail or death.
Oh, no, I don't.
You don't agree with that? You believe Iran should use Palestinians as puppets to spread radical jihad and destroy the West? No?
No.
I'm glad I read the terms and agreements.
It's amazing when you do a little research, huh? But people like that who are willing to listen are the exception these days. Those are the ones we need to reach instead of giving the spotlight to people who don't know what the fact they're talking about. But that's just my opinion. All right, let's welcome tonight's guest. Like a NASCAR race, she's loud, fiery, and loved by white people. New York Times best-selling author and Fox News contributor, Kat Timpf. He's picked up more men than Heidi Fleiss. Actor, pro wrestler, and co-host of Tyrus and the Wise Men podcast, Aaron Haddad. She's named after my favorite president and his favorite dance, reality TV star and lawyer Reagan Charleston. She's been in more men's locker room than Axe body spray. Former NFL sideline reporter, the one, the only, legendary Michelle Tafoya. Kat, opinions versus feelings versus facts. As a libertarian, what is more frustrating for you? Because you guys are basically just the facts.
Yeah, just the facts. Although, I also have a lot of feelings.
Yes.
Yeah, as most people, as anyone who's ever had the displeasure of being close to me knows, I have a lot of feelings and I love to share them with the people around me. And I've said this before in my book, on my shows. I'm going to say it again right now, that it's not bad to have feelings. I have a lot of feelings. I know it's true that facts don't care about your feelings, but sometimes feelings don't care about your facts.
Yeah, but you're able to, you can separate the two.
Right. Sometimes, but for me, it often manifests as maybe continuing to care about people who don't care about me, who aren't good for me. But where it becomes a problem when what you're talking about is expecting the world to revolve around your feelings.
Right.
Which, that's not being sensitive anymore. That's being selfish. That's being obsessed with yourself. And that's where it becomes a problem.
Speaking of being obsessed with yourself and really open about your feelings, Aaron, let me ask you, when it comes to... Look, I drove for him on the road for, 7 years? He never drove once. Just want to put that out there.
He's not lying. He's telling the truth.
When you try to have a debate or a conversation with somebody and feelings get involved, how frustrating is that when you're just trying to make a point, when it turns into everything else? It's like it's hard to get people to listen to facts.
Oh, yes. And I mean, especially nowadays where the line between fact and opinion has been blurred, and we can look to social media as an excuse as to why. But, the fact is that opinion, it is the lowest form of human thought, because you can form an opinion without any information, as you said in your monologue, to base it off of. And nowadays you have that combined with more people wanting to just simply win an argument than arrive at the truth. And I think that's really kind of at the nucleus of a lot of the issues going on today. And it's just, again, facts are facts, and we need to start admitting that again.
Reagan, let me go to you. Now, you deal with facts. You're a lawyer, trial lawyer. How is it easy when you're dealing with, is there a special word for it? It's called hearsay, right? In court? I didn't take the bar or even open a book yet. As a lawyer, how much do you have to deal with facts versus feelings when you're in trial or dealing with cases? Because sometimes in some of the cases you got a lot of feelings involved.
Yes, and of course there are feelings involved, but you have to look at the facts and what is the evidence and what case can you make for yourself. And unfortunately now, people only think about their feelings and there's a wall up. There's no rationalizing with people. There's no reasoning with people. You cannot get through because the feelings are literally the only thing that matter now. I mean, you can lay out all of the facts and somebody will look at it and shake their head and just be like, yes, but. Like, none of it matters. And it's so frustrating. And just to take a step back, like, okay, there's a saying about opinions that I won't say on national television. Everyone has one and they all stink. And no one wants to know your opinion. And I think it's an egotistical thing for everyone to feel like their feelings matter so much when there's literally like the world of information is available to you. Take a second to Google it. Look it up, open a book, research what you're talking about, but unfortunately, no one wants to do that. They read it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or X, whatever it may be, and they've arrived at the conclusion, and that's what they'll live and die by, and it's extraordinary.
Well, it was extraordinary, because I thought you were going to say opinions are like elbows, everybody has two. Michelle, you were a legit sports journalist, and you've interviewed hundreds of athletes. And you dealt with feelings when they won the game. But when you had to do an interview with a loser and you're giving them the facts, how tough was that? Because you're like, oh man, you guys lost by 50. Like, was that difficult for you to split that?
You know, it is amazing that no matter whom you interview.
Whom?
Well, that's the way.
It's a great word.
They kind of want to wander in and out of the facts and get you to just say, or to answer the way they want to answer, which is generally with their feelings, right? Where this gets kind of scary is now in a high school debates across the country, judges in high school debates will actually say, if you are going to use the name Trump in your debate, you are not allowed in my debate. You may not debate here. You will lose. Or if you are going to argue that Israel is a force for good, don't even bother showing up. This is true. And so now there are some small debate organizations popping up for high schoolers so that they can actually debate like facts instead of worrying about what the judge feels about it all. But that's how far gone this is, and that's what's a little scary about it.
Why even call it a debate? What's the point?
There is no point.
Yeah, that's why we don't have them anymore.
Exactly.
Before we go, quick reminder. I'm going on tour all over the country, literally all over the damn country. I'll be in California, Ohio, Texas, Florida, and more. So go to my Linktree site for ticket information. Okay, look, you guys know I hate those damn rhymes.